This is Damian Wilds, and I'm coming at you live like I always do. And today, I'm busting out my favorite cigar out there, the 1926 Anniversary Padron. This is my favorite cigar. Besides, I do like the Monte Cristo Cuban. That's a great cigar. But this is also a great cigar. And I can smoke this cigar legally. Get a better view at it. But yeah, this right here is a Churchill. So it's a delight. It's a big cigar, but it is tasty the whole way down. But when you get on a Patron to a certain spot towards the end, you lose all flavor. It's dead at that point. It just dies. So I'm going to cut this bitch up, and I'm going to smoke some of it. And well, some of it. I'm going to smoke the whole thing. And we'll talk about it. I never use V-cuts on Patrons for some reason, ever. I don't know why. I just never have. And well, I can tell you why. They're only single capped. It might be hard to see. You see that little line going across here? That is, you probably can't even see it. Well, anyways, that is indicating it is just a single cap. Now, most are double capped or single cap or triple capped. This is a single cap, so it's very lightly. You barely have to take any off. You can use a V-cut, but I like to just snip barely any off. I'm going to have to cut it over here, but I'm going to show you basically what I'm going to take off, which is basically nothing. Yeah, I took basically anything off, nothing off. And people are like, what are those little white things? Well, Patron does, not all of this crap is stems, but some of those little things are stems. Patron does wrap up the stems in their in their cigars. Even in the 64s, they do it too. But a cigar like this, when you light it, you have to toast it. Okay, expensive cigar like this, because they are expensive. So you're going to light your lighter, and you want to keep, what you want to do is take your cigar as close as the lighter without burning it as possible. If that makes any sense. And then you just want to move it a little bit closer and toast it, so it's nice and brown. And that's it for toasting. Now, we're going to light it. Before you stick the cigar in your mouth, I always recommend this. After you cut it, blow on it. Because if you don't, you're going to put all that crap you just cut off in your mouth, and you're going to have tobacco in your mouth, and it's going to suck. So I'm just warning, blow. People think I'm crazy when I do that, but I'm just telling you, it's a warning. I've learned. Now, we're going to light this bad boy up. Same thing. We're going to light it, and we're going to kind of keep it as far away as possible with lighting it by keeping it as far as possible. While gently puffing. I get a little more in the middle. I can touch it up like this. Put the torch right on it. And there we go. We're set to go now, man. When smoking a cigar, I always recommend having water or a drink, because this will give you the worst cotton mouth on the face of the planet, and you won't be able to enjoy it. So if you want to enjoy your cigar, always have coffee or drink something. Water is excellent. It helps clear your palate. And that one thing about the cigar, just to me, it's like the cigar, how all cigars should taste. Just how I imagine cigars would taste before I ever smoked the cigar, if that makes sense. I nailed this one. This is the 26th. If you don't know, it's Patron's birthday when he was born in 1926. And 64 is when they started selling them in America, I believe. Where the company really kicked off. started the American company or Nicaraguan company, and that was the birth of it in 1964. And then they had another one. They have an 89th, and it's like impossible to get. I don't even know if they make it anymore. And I can't remember what that was. And then there's I smoked one of these. It is a Patron Black, and you had to get the special. It was a special deal where it had different cigars in it, and they only made like 2,000 of them. Variety pack, and you had to hit it, and I got it just for the stupid cigar, and it was great. It was only like a $15 cigar, but it was really good. But it wasn't nearly as good as a 26 or even a 64, though, to be honest with you. So it was good, but like I said, it wasn't as good as both of these. So I was kind of disappointed in that. I guess the black was better, but whatever, who knows. Another thing about the cigar, people always say they can taste, their cigars. They get, oh, I taste walnut in my cigar. I taste oregano, or whatever they say. They say all this garbage. I don't believe any of it, because I don't normally taste it. But when I smoke this cigar, the 26, I can taste the wood. I can taste the chocolate. I can taste the coffee in it, and it's different flavors of wood. And the thing is, the cigar starts off one way, kind of peppery, and then it eases off the pepper and changes into a different cigar right off the rip. By far my favorite. Um, I bought boxes of these, the 26s. I've never bought the Churchills because that's really expensive. But a box is $400. I mean, for an okay size, I mean, you really have to spend 470. I mean, that's what it was. What was it? Yeah, I think it's like 470 to get a decent box. So I never did that, but I didn't get the small. I did get the smallest ones, and then I got the second smallest ones, and then I got the third smallest ones. Every Christmas, I would buy a box of them. I don't know if I'm gonna buy a box this year though. I might. I say that I know when Christmas comes. What do you want? And all my relatives know. Just get them a 64 or a 64 or a 26. That's all he wants. They always give me one. Which is cool. I'm glad everyone knows that, and I couldn't be happier about it. Getting 26s for Christmas. It's a blast. Oh, this cigar is just so good, and right now I can really taste the the chocolate in it, man. The chocolate and the wood. And I'm not sure what kind of wood it is. I have no idea, but you can definitely taste it's roasted wood. It's mahogany. No, I have no idea, but it's definitely delightful. You really taste that chocolate, dude. And coffee. What I like about it is the cigar changes so much. But when it changes, it never changes for the bad. It always changes for the better. But like I said, man, you get down here, the flavor gone, everything's just done. The cigar like dies. I've never had a cigar just die on you like that. But it's still my favorite. Now, I love the 64 too. It's my second favorite cigar, but I've smoked so many of these things. Like to the point I don't want to smoke them anymore. People would give them to me, and yeah. I couldn't get a 26 or too much, but I got you a 64. I'm like, yeah. Thanks for the gift. It's fantastic. I'm not complaining at all. But I've smoked so many 64s. I'm just so burned out on them. And then I'll even give them away sometimes. Not like gifts or anything, but give them away and that I have. And people just are in shock. They don't believe I'm giving them a 64. I just smoked some of the oven. I mean, it's a fucking great cigar too. Like I said, it's still my second favorite. I'm just trying not to smoke them now. And I would have smoked more 26s, but they're so damn expensive. I would have smoked more of them. You know, I would have probably smoked myself out of them like I kind of did with the 64s. Because I don't get these very often now. You gotta drive for them, or you gotta do it online. And I'm kind of like sick. I don't know what it is. Everyone tells me to go on cigar page and all that shit. I really don't even care anymore. Um, there's no cigars on there I want, really. I want Patrons, Davidoffs. I'm not gonna lie. Olivas, they do have a lot of Olivas. Upmans, I really like. I don't know if they have any Upmans. Monte Cristos, they do have Monte Cristos on their cigar page, but I'm not sure if they have any of the ones I was after. But yeah, just stuff like that. I mean, and there are. I really like the Julius Caesar uh, cigar. Like that's fantastic. So there are a lot of cigars I do like. I can't say there's. I love all the nubs. And like I said, I love the Olivas, especially the Milano Maduros. Oh, those are excellent. Nah, I bought many boxes of those too. The first box I ever bought, I bought that box by accident. And I got the Maduros, the biggest ones, the double Toros, whatever they were. Those were good. They were so good. That was the first box I ever got. And I got Maduro by accident. Actually, I didn't know. I'm glad I did. Because I hate natural stuff. I hate natural 1926s too. I mean, I'll smoke them, but I'll never buy one. Like if I had the choice from 64 or 1926 anniversary natural, I'm not buying. Getting a 64, man. I'm not buying it. But the Maduro is just unbelievable. Another great cigar I would shown is the 40th year anniversary ones. Those are badass. The 44th. Oh no. Hope that box is still there. Just popped in my head. I know I didn't talk about it, but there's a box at the local shop that I wanted. I hope it's still there. It's Patrons. And it was anniversary ones. Like we were talking about. They're the 44th year anniversary ones. No, it might have been the 45th. I think the 44th are the most sought after ones for some reason. And the 45th are pretty sought after, but they're not as sought after. And they're 64s, and those are special blends. They're fucking good. I have smoked natural ones too, and that was good. I will say that was good. Gotta have a drink when you smoke cigars. Got to. Or you'll get the worst cotton mouth ever. Water is probably the best. Coffee's good. Something to wet your whistle, man. You just get that horrible cotton mouth. And the cigar's completely changed. It's way more mellow now. But it's still strong. But it is more mellow. That's the thing about it. I can do strong, but they've got to be. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? They have to be smooth. Like this is smooth, man. Another real smooth cigar I'm thinking of is the Monte Cristo, the new Monte Cristo ones they got out with AJ Fernandez. Those are amazing. That's very smooth, very strong too, and I can dig that. I'm enjoying this thing. Oh, Now I've seen them with huge stems in them. That drives me nuts. But there's no big stem in this at all, which is good to see. And that was an easy cut. Like I said, I never V-cut my Patrons for some reason. That is a 64s too. I don't think you need to cut that much off. It's just you have barely a thin ass layer. That's it. One layer of tobacco. You don't need to V-cut it, and just demolish it. Because some humidors are dry, a little drier than others. Now it just cracks it, man. Thinking out of that, I need to open my humidor. As I'm having problems with my humidor right now. It's raising the temperature, and I don't know why, but it keeps doing it. So I'm doing everything I can. I'm opening the door, hoping that it goes down. And it does go down, and then I close it. And then when it goes up, I do the same thing. It's an endless cycle. Help. No, I'm just playing. I wish this was a Robusto, because this is a big smoke to sit here and smoke the entire thing and talk about it. But hey, I'm good if you are. Yes, this is by far my favorite, man. It's got everything I want in a cigar, and Patron is just a good brand. They are a hell of a good brand. I mean, everything they make is good. I think that's why they're my favorite brand. I like Davidoff. Some people don't. I really like the late hours Davidoffs. They used to be like $20 over Robusto. Now they're $29. So that went up $9 in 1 year. Davidoff got wind people liked them and just jacked the fucking price up. It's ridiculous, man. Oh, let's jack it up $9. Come on, man. $9 in a year. I've never heard of shit. Only ass raping I've heard like this is in the Cuban market. Well, they do that to the Cohibas. They just raise them. I was looking at them one day, and then the price just went up like 30% on everything. And one day it was Trinidad. Same thing. I used to pay $13 for the little Trinidad's. They're about that big. They're 44 diameter. I forgot how long they are. And I used to get those, dude, for $13.50, and that was a little steep. And one day I looked, and they were $50 a piece, 50 something. I said, yeah, I mean they just went up overnight like that. It's bullshit. So that's the only other ass raping I've seen like that. It just pisses me off. I mean, we're spending our hard-earned money on this stuff, and what's this? Totally screw the consumers over. We don't care. I mean, that's what they're doing. They really are, and especially in the Cuban market, they don't give a shit. They're like, pay us now, because we don't know how much longer we got. And what I mean by that, in the Cuban market, it was the worst production ever in 200 years of tobacco on the island, because they got hit by 2 hurricanes, and they're so far behind. They won't be able to hit quota, not even half of the quota, they said. And there's a bigger demand for them than ever, and it's they're just selling subpar shit, especially they were doing that in COVID. I don't know how they can even rebound, but people are paying it. People are paying it, so I don't even know. Pay it if you want, but I'm not. I refuse to pay that shit anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not paying just for the name anymore. And that's sad, because there were some really good cigars I liked that were Cuban, that were inexpensive, that were good, and I won't be able to get them anymore. Already up in half Corona, so it's like the greatest cigar I think ever. And they went up $100. Well, in Canada, they're like 400 something, 500 Canadian. They're expensive. But this is delicious cigar. I'm loving this thing. It's delicious. If you've never had a 26, I highly recommend one. Treat yourself one day and get one. If you've never had a 64, I call it the little brother. You've got to try this cigar too. You might like this one. You might like the 64 better than 26. Who knows? But I mean, they're both dynamite. I just like the 26 a little bit better than the 64. I just, like I said, I've smoked so many 64s. That's many boxes of them because they're cheaper than 26s. And that was probably the first luxury cigar I smoked was a Padron 64. I loved it. Well, that's Damien Wilds, and I'm gonna catch you on the flip side. Just giving you a heads up on my favorite cigar, and it was fun smoking with you guys. I'll bring more cigars out, and we can smoke them too. Catch you guys on the flip side.